Okay, welcome back. So in this tutorial, I'm going to go through, we have a brand new clean installed WordPress here. What I'm going to do is basically get it set up. And the first thing I want to do is go to my plugins tab. And for my example, I'm going to delete every plugin minus one of them. Now, if I was going to use this for a client, I may not delete these. And they have all different functions and purposes. But essentially, the plugins are very important things to understand. For my example here, I don't need to have many of these because I don't use them. So I'm going to delete the first one. And then I'm going to delete the all-in-one SEO. Then I'm going to keep the all-in-one WordPress migration one. I'm going to delete my Google Analytics one. And I can always get these back later on if I change my mind. I'm going to delete the Hello Dolly. I'm going to delete the Jetpack. I'm going to delete simple tags once that's done. And I'm going to delete the WordPress mail one. Then I'm just going to hit refresh and they'll disappear. And the reason why is for my example here, I just want to have this specific plugin running. Beyond that, if this was a website for myself or for clients, I would definitely be importing more plugins as we go along. But for this example here, what you want to do is update the plugin. And then once it's updated, you're going to hit activate. Perfect. Now, if you notice here, this specific plugin is really important. It's the all-in-one WordPress migration plugin. So for this example here, we don't even have a website technically built, but I want to at least give you an idea of how this plugin works. So essentially, this plugin allows you to duplicate or export your whole WordPress file from one place to another. It exports everything as if you went from one place and completely copied it somewhere else. So let's just say you built a website with a username of 1234 and the password of 1234. And then I gave you my own exported file or WordPress website using this plugin. If you imported my website, it would automatically change the username and password to whatever mine was with all of the content and posts that I created. So essentially you get an exact replica of what you exported. It's a pretty amazing plugin. And let's just say we created a website and we want to export this plugin or export this website because we want to give it to a client, let's say. Well, you'd click export. You go to the plugin, you click export, and there's many options to do, but the most simple one is you'd go export to, and you'd choose file because I want to create the file. The plugin automatically runs and captures all the different pieces. It tells you how big the file is. I'm going to hit download. It gives you my download option. If you notice here, it gives you a .wpress file. Now that's an important thing. That's an important file that you need to install when you actually bring or import a website from another export. So I'm going to hit save, and obviously it saved it into my computer here. So important things, how to use the basics of this plugin. There's a lot more it does. We're not going to worry about that, but at least understanding how this plugin works and sort of getting the plugin section ready on an actual WordPress itself. Now, the last thing I want to do in this plugin section is if you wanted to add new plugins, you can just click add new. And you see a ton of different general plugins here. Now, let's just say I purchased a plugin that I want to, I've purchased, I brought in. Well, I can click the upload button and then put that plugin here. I can drag and drop it, or I can just click browse and select the plugin that I have as an example. I have nothing here, so I'm not going to worry about it, but essentially I would click install and then activate. But for my example here, I'm just going to download. We just finished deleting the Jetpack plugin, but I want to download it just to show you how it works. So I'm going to click in this example here, install now. WordPress is going to take it and install it. And when it's done being installed, it's going to say activate. And then I'll click activate. Perfect. I'm going to click activate. And now that plugin, even though nothing has really changed here, it now shows up in my plugins page. Okay, and I've got all my different support and so on. Now let's just say we want to not use this Jetpack plugin anymore. We don't like it. Let's say it's out of date. We don't want it. So in order to get rid of a plugin, you have to deactivate it. And then once it's deactivated, you can delete it. And that is how you can install, activate, and then delete plugins. So hopefully you learned a couple new things about plugins and the simplicity of them. The next tutorial will go through different posts, creating posts, content, pages, and so on.